What's up, guys? Second half of today's podcast, Monday, July 15th, 2024. MMAOB Daily Podcast. We're going to be previewing UFC Vegas 94, Lemos versus Jandiroba. I'm your host, as always, I'm Martin. Join my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel. I'm looking forward to previewing this card. All right, a couple of comments here just to start it off here. We got Octo updates, what's going on. And Glenn asked, this is a good question, actually, because I saw a few people talking about this. UFC stats says 125. I'm going to go by UFC stats. Tapology says 135. I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but...
Yeah, I'm going with my own. Let me see.
I got to go with UFC stats on this, man. I mean, they're usually pretty good about it, right?
I have it 125.
Yeah, it's 125. So you're going to change it then at Tapology? Or would that
what does UFC stat have?
125.
Okay, yeah, definitely I'm going to change it then.
Yeah, because you guys have it at 125. And there's another guy I listen to, MMA Experts. I like his podcast a lot. He was a little confused about it last night when I listened to his show. And he was basing his pick on the fight being at 135. So I'm sure someone will tell him now that the fight's at 125. But
I cannot change it, man. I have to send a message.
Yeah, I figured. I wasn't sure if you could or not. But anyways, just worth mentioning. We got Joe in the chat as well. All right, let's just quickly get into this card, guys. We don't need to, dilly daddle. Your overall thoughts on this card, Marcel? UFC Vegas 94. What do you think about it? Do you like it?
To be really fair, it's not a really great card, man. There are two lots of fights that does really have to do anything with any rankings getting involved. It's basically the only the top fight on the main card has been some title implications or whatever. All the others. I think is there another ranked guy? Oh yeah, Cody Durden is on the card. Yeah, but
Lemos, Jandiroba, Durden. Is Bruno Silva ranked? I don't know if he is.
No.
Miranda Maverick's ranked, I think, right?
No.
She's not?
Or is she? Let me check.
Oh, she's not.
Let me check.
Not ranked.
I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure.
I just checked. She's not. She got kicked out when she lost to Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not good. So there's 3 ranked guys on the whole card. Or 1 ranked guy and 2 ranked girls. Not great. I think it's an okay card. I think there's some fun fights. I also think it's just it's one of these filler kind of fight night cards, but you watch it anyways.
Of course.
It's a card. This is it. It's a card. Chris, what's up, man? Antoine, glad to have you here. Do you guys think there'll be a time where they don't use the... I mean, Dana White said that earlier this year, and then they keep doing it. So it's just cheap for them to do it. It makes more sense for them to do it. Was this card originally planned for South Korea? Is that true?
No, but I understand this question because there are 4 Koreans on the card.
I know. I was surprised. It was like Duo Choi, and you had that other guy, JeongYeong Lee. Few other guys, JeongYeong Park, and then Sungwoo Choi. So 4 of them. So yeah, it would make sense. All right, I say let's just get into the card, guys. Go one by one. Start the first fight on the card. Heavyweight fight between 2 guys that, this is like bottom of the barrel heavyweight fight. Mohammed Usman, Thomas Petersen, aka Thomas Jefferson. Remember that? That was too funny. Usman minus 135, Petersen plus 114. I'm taking Usman. I think he wins the decision. I think it's going to be a boring fight. I think Usman just more experience in the UFC, better striker, a little bit more power. I just think he wins a shitty decision. I think that's how it goes. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm also picking Mohammed Usman. Not much to add to that. I think he will probably take him down and keep him there.
I think he takes him down too. I think he just outstrikes him personally, but we'll see what happens. It's doable to watch when they start these at. Yeah, it's just it starts at 5 o'clock though. At least it's not 7 o'clock.
The one last week was 4 a.m. starting time for me.
I know,
main card.
So late. That was probably one of the quickest breakdowns we ever did. By the way, that was just wasn't much of a breakdown. But I mean, I really just see Usman winning a decision, guys, and so is Marcel. So there you go. Next fight here we have women's flyweight bout: Luana Carolina, Lucie Pudilova. Odds for this one: minus 115 Carolina, minus 105 Pudilova. I like Carolina in this fight, Marcel. I think she's one of the more underrated fighters in the division. She's coming off 2 straight wins. She looked really good against Julia Stoliarenko, getting that late stoppage win. Huge win for her. Looked good against Petrovic. I think she's underrated, man. I think people don't give her a lot of credit. She doesn't make weight all the time either, which is something to keep in mind here. But I think she's just a better fighter. And Pudilova, guys, she's a good fade. She's 3-7 in the UFC. I mean, if you've been betting against her, you've made money. So she's decent. I think she's a decent fighter, but nothing great. And I think that Carolina can keep this fight standing. I think she can outstrike her, and I don't think the grappling is going to be too effective on Pudilova. So I see a striking fight. Honestly, I could be like the first fight with Usman and Petersen, just kind of a boring decision win for Carolina. But I think she gets the job done. What do you think?
Yeah, man. The first 2 or 3 fights of this card are not that great, to be really honest. I also think Carolina wins here. And I know you like Carolina. You always said, like, Carolina's good. I remember that. Or good at certain fights where you were expecting her to win, and I didn't expect her to win. Yeah, I'm thinking Carolina here as well. I'm Pudilova. I gotta say, man, Pudilova has been very unlucky, man, with her fights.
True.
How it went. I think the Edwards fight was a split decision. I think should have gone her way. The Perez fight, yeah, I think that was. I think Perez won that fight, but I mean, I'm going with Carolina here.
There's a comment from Tristan. Pudilova would disclose out on her. She did, but it was 6 years ago and she lost. So I mean, you're right. There's some sort of badging on her for that because Aldana's very good, but yeah, I mean, for me, it's a pick 'em fight, Tristan. I'm going to lean towards Carolina. I think she's been a little better lately, a little sharper, and she did get knocked out by Molly McCann when she was on that crazy run with those spinning elbows. Cole, what's up, man? LOL, does this card suck? Last couple weeks have been tough. Are you saying it does suck, or are you asking us if it sucks? You say it sucks? It's not that good, no. It's like, I should have asked you before, like, overall out of 10. I mean,
5
or 6, maybe. It could surprise us a bit. I think some of these fights could be surprising, but I mean, it's not great.
I'd rather have low expectations. That's well than have high expectations. It sucks, like 303. Sure. So
yeah, that's true. All right, next one. This fight should be okay, I guess. Loik Radzhabov against Trey Ogden. Odds for this one: pick 'em fight -110 each. Close fight, tough one to call. It's a close fight. I mean, listen, I think we both picked Loik, right, in his last fight against Abdul when he's an underdog. He's definitely a tank, right? He's a beast, the TG tank. He's got power, got some wrestling, but he also has lost a bunch of decisions too. Trey Ogden is kind of like the king of decisions. You know what's crazy about Trey Ogden? Marcel, he's never won a fight by knockout, and he's never lost by knockout. He's never had a knockout in 24 MMA fights, for or against. That is unheard of. That, like, you think he would just luck into a TKO at some point. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. I think he's looked really good lately, though. I mean, he looked good against Holobaugh. He looked great against Nicholas Moda and got fucking screwed by the referee. Was it Dione? I think Mike Beltran screwed him in that fight. He should have clearly won that fight by submission, or a technical decision. Beat Zellhuber. That win looks a lot better, especially in hindsight. The Lacio loss, not a bad loss. Levitt was a close fight, but he lost. Levitt's decent. I just think Trey Ogden's a little more solid, better cardio. I think he can win the decision here. That's what I think happens. So another decision I'm kind of projecting here. Maybe Loik wins the first round, then Trey kind of wins the second, third round. It's kind of what I think happens here. Pick 'em fight again, -110. I'm going to Trey Ogden. What do you think?
This one is more difficult in my opinion, because if you look at Loik Radzhabov, I picked Abdul Karim Al Sawadi last time you picked Radzhabov. Radzhabov came back in that fight, although he had a good first round. Ogden is the kind of guy is like really like, how do you say that? If you ask a casual MMA fan about Trey Ogden, probably don't know who he is. You know what I mean? He's not really like out there, but he's a good guy. He's a good fighter. He's a good coach as well. Apparently, what I'm hearing from he's a marathon MMA guy, right? He's coaching Garrett Armfield, Miles Johnson. Yep. I see him etching out the decision here as well. To be honest, I think it will be a close fight, and it can go. This kind of smells like split decision all over for me. But I'm taking Ogden here, but I'm not sure. I'm far from sure actually. I wouldn't bet on this fight at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. Cole made a correction here. He said, meant to say, does this card ever suck? Yeah, it's not great. Nick Maynard thinks it's a good card. Yeah, I mean, Nick likes every card. It's fights on Saturday for long. We paid dudes all in, for sure. Who would you favor to pick a price? Which fight are you asking about? These are all pick-ups so far, right? I mean, the last two have been basically all three of the first fights are pick-ups almost. I mean, Usman's a slight favorite, but not really. Yeah. Cage Titans, yes. I was just talking to Steven about that, Zach, which is funny you mentioned it. You like Ogden? I think you would. Do you guys think Zellhuber could be top 5? I don't think top 5, but I think he's top 15. I think he's very good. Oh, you like Radzhabov at plus money? Okay, fair enough. It's never. Oh, yeah. I've never picked Ogden. He's better than we think. Like when he first came to UFC, I didn't think he was that good, but honestly, he's better than we think. And he's got a good fight IQ. He's a good coach, so he's better than we think. But he's not like anything flashy. That's the thing about him. He's not. Doesn't have any like knockout power. He's literally never won by knockout. That's crazy. So no knockout wins or losses.
There's certain fighters for some reason I always get confused with. It's Trey Ogden is Josh Fremd. I know they're not in the same weight class, but I get confused with them. I got confused with Pat Sabatini and Bill Algeo for some reason. There are certain fighters I'm always like mixing up in my head. I don't know why.
Fair enough. All right. That's funny. Let's go to the next fight here. We got Dione Barbosa against Miranda Maverick. Maverick is minus 230. Barbosa plus 490. I like Maverick a lot in this fight. Actually, she's probably one of my more confident picks on this card, to be honest. Because I think this card is pretty tough. A lot of these favorites are small favorites. Like, there's not many big favorites. I think she's one of the bigger favorites, and only minus 230. I think she wins. I think she wins the decision. Barbosa, I don't trust her cardio guys at all, especially short notice. Maverick was trained for Cortez. Barbosa came in here on short notice, and in the last fight with Ernesta Kruschewsky, she won, but it was like really close, and I don't even think she won that fight, honestly. I know you did, but I thought she lost. So I just think her ground game is not going to really work here against Miranda. Maybe in the first round she can win it, but I think as the fight goes on, Miranda wins the decision. So Miranda maybe struggles in the first round, but survives, and then second, third round, Miranda wins. So I have Miranda winning decision here. I have 4 straight decisions to kick off the card. And yeah, I have Miranda Maverick minus 230. I like her a lot in this fight. What do you think?
I mean, obviously it's based a lot on their last fight against Ernesta Kruschewsky. I think it was a very close fight, and it was a fight I didn't expect it to be close, you know. Barbosa won that fight. I know you think she didn't. I think it was close. Could have gone either way. And I agree with you, man. The first round might be difficult for Miranda, but I got to go with Miranda here. Short notice fight for Dione. Didn't really impress, in my opinion, in her debut last time. I think she's skilled. She's very good on the ground, but at the same time, Miranda's pretty decent as well. I'm picking Maverick here by decision.
There you go. With the same pick. We have 4 straight decisions. Maverick's a little overrated, honestly. She is. She's nothing like amazing, but I think she wins this fight.
The crazy thing is, actually, where would she have been if she got that?
She Macy Barber, which she should have won. Yeah, I mean, she'd be top 10 right now, but she lost on the judges' scorecard.
To Jazz.
Yeah, and Jasmine too. That's true. All right, next fight here. Bantamweight bout. Brian Kelleher, her Boom against Cody Gibson. You got Boom, your boy, against the teacher Cody Gibson. Gibson's favorite minus 225. Kelleher plus 185. I wouldn't bet on Cody Gibson here, but I'm going to pick him. I mean, both guys are kind of fade quality in my opinion. Like, they both have bad records in the UFC. Cody Gibson is 1-5 in the UFC overall. So if you've been picking against him, you've been winning. Brian Kelleher's on a 3-fight losing skid. He's being finished in all his fights too. He's been fighting good competition though, better competition I would say. Although Cody's fighting some good guys too. I just think Cody again is a little bit more durable, and I think he's a little bigger too. So I think he'll be able to probably win the decision here. Maybe she finishes Kelleher, maybe, but I wouldn't bank on it. I just don't want to lay minus 25 on Cody Gibson. I wouldn't do that, but I do think he probably wins the fight. What do you think?
Yeah, there's gonna be a draw. No, man, it's like super close. Both are not really. I mean, Kelleher is like you said, he lost his last 3 fights. Although he lost to Umar, to Bautista, and to Garbrandt, but all 3 in the first round. You know, if you look at Cody Gibson, lost his 2 fights since he came back to the UFC. The Brett Katona one, which was a decent fight, I think, and the Moss Johnson one was also decent, but he lost that one. I'm also going with Gibson here, but it's like, yeah, what do you want? You know, it's Gibson by decision. Yeah, that's it.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. All right,
thank you.
All right, let's go on next fight here. We got Hyder Amil taking on JeongYeong Lee. Fun fight. Could be fight of the night, I think. I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys are usually in good fights. Lee is favored minus 192, Amil plus 160. I've been kind of going back and forth on this one a little bit, Marcel, to be honest with you. I don't know what you think. Because Amil he's good. He's undefeated. He's a little bit older, though. He's 34 now. So getting up there in age. And then JeongYeong Lee he's in his prime. He's 28. So he's looked good, too, so far in the UFC. Although one of the fights apparently doesn't count for whatever reason. I do think he's looked pretty good. I thought he looked really good in Sprint Builder. I guess I lean Lee a little bit due to the youth. I do think Amil's pretty good, though. I think it's going to be a war. It should be a close fight. Again, I wouldn't touch this one personally, but I think Lee probably wins the decision. What do you think?
I think people are about to tune out because I'm also going with Lee by decision.
Man, we have 6 straight decisions and 6 straight picks the same.
Yeah. I also picking Lee. I gotta say I'm impressed by him. I remember the Builder fighter was kind of like on the fence, but he impressed me. He also did. He barely get past. I think against Yiza in this in that fight. I actually thought that Yiza won the fight. But he got in the UFC, but he did very well against Builder. Amil, he had a good fight against Fernie Garcia. He also got touched up in that one, but he beat him and he finished him. I'm going with Lee, man. I think he wins the decision.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's see. Let's go to the next fight. A couple of comments. Lee's more athletic. Yeah, I agree. Main card is good. It's okay. This card's just okay, I would say, honestly. But, again, I hope it surprises us. Now, this first fight should be fun, though. I will say that. We have the Korean Superboy, Dooho Choi, making his return to the octagon against Bill Algeo. Odds for this one, Algeo, I think, is favored here. It's like Algeo.
You should.
Minus 166, Choi plus 140. Yeah, again, I lean out. God, we're probably going to have the same pick on this one, too. I lean Algeo by decision. 7 straight decisions, guys. God, I'm not going to be right about that. I mean, there's going to be some finishes, I would think. I'm just leaning Algeo a little bit just because I think he's been way more active in the UFC. I don't trust you, Choi, at this point. He barely fights. He's also been getting finished a lot, too. And the last one with Kyle Nelson, I know Kyle just knocked out Algeo, a little early stoppage, I think. But regardless, like at the time, that was a real surprise when Kyle Nelson just went to a draw with Dooho Choi. Dooho hasn't won a fight since 2016 in the UFC. That is a long fucking time. It's 8 years. It's crazy. Wow, I can't believe it's been 8 years since he won a fight. I really cannot believe that. Can you believe that? That's unreal.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Bro, when he came to UFC, remember he had that win over that Manuel Puig guy? Remember that fight?
Juan Puig, the Spaniard guy.
He had that nasty knockout, and 3 straight knockouts. He thought this guy was going to be something special, just never panned out. Did have the fight of the year with Cub Swanson. I was there for that fight.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame because of that fight. 8 years ago. It's crazy. Anyways, I just can't pick him. I can't do it. Can't pick guys so inactive. Algeo's not amazing. He's also very hittable, but I still have to pick him to win. I think he probably wins the decision. What are you thinking?
The thing is, like, ask me this fight 5 years ago, I picked Dooho Choi blind, and now it's like, man, I mean, he doesn't fight often. Gotta say, I disagree with the decision. Choi got a point deducted for a headbutt, which I think was bullshit. So I think he should have won that fight, but still, Algeo got finished by Kyle Nelson. Kyle Nelson is on a pretty decent streak as of lately. Man. Listen, MMA mat never works. So if you do MMA mat, you might pick Choi, but I gotta go Algeo, man. Choi is just like, he doesn't fight enough. You know what I mean? That's more of the problem here. And I don't know if he's still that great as he was when he came in the UFC, and he's still not as young. I think he's 33 now. I go with Algeo as well, also picking him by decision, man. This shit is gonna be boring, man. If we can pick the same guys.
It's been a boring podcast so far, guys, for sure. Unless we got to pick each decision, only 3 hit. I mean, there's going to be some finishes, no doubt. It's just what I'm projecting. Mentally, let's be crazy for Choi for sure. He shows I love fighters like Dusty, who've been around for 10 plus years, and fun fighters get chewed up and spit out Shannon Ross. He's 100% right. It takes a special person to survive in the UFC this long because it's a tough sport, dude. Tough sport. All right, let's go to the next fight. Flyweights, you got your boy Marcel Cody Durden taking on Bruno Silva. Fun fight in the flyweight division. Silva, I think, is favored. Let me double check. Yeah, Cody Durden's favored. My bad. Cody's minus 120. Bruno Silva's plus 100. All right. Finally, I pick an underdog. Finally. I'm taking Bruno Silva. I'm going to take him to win this fight. I think Bruno is a really underrated guy in this division. He hasn't fought in a while. That's kind of why he's getting forgotten about. He's fought in a year. But 3-fight winning streak, all by stoppage. He can knock you out. He can submit you. He's looked really good in the UFC lately. Durden is a pretty solid fighter, good wrestler, but I think that his submission defense is an issue. And I think that it could be a problem in this fight. I think Bruno could submit him. I really do. So here's an underdog pick, Marcel. Plus 100, Bruno Silva. I'm taking him to win by submission. Finally a finish and an underdog. What do you think?
Nice. I'm going with Durden. I'm picking him by decision. So another decision for me. Isn't that amazing? I think Durden wins. I think he wins at least 2 out of 3 rounds, and I think his wrestling is too strong. I think he has to watch out for the submission game from Bruno Silva, the BJJ, but I think his wrestling is too strong. So good Durden for me.
All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have the veteran Kurt Holobaugh taking on Kaynan Kruschewsky at lightweight, and the odds for this one, Kruschewsky is favored minus 135, Holobaugh plus 114. Again, very close odds for most of these fights, and this is another one. I'm leaning towards Kruschewsky. Even though he lost his debut, I still think the guy's got some potential. He looked great in Contender Series. And Elvis Brenner is really good. I mean, there's no shame in that. Again, one of these fighters, Holobaugh, if you've been fading him in the UFC, he's 1-5 and 1 no contest overall. Or it's actually that fight contender, 1-5 in the UFC. It's not good, man. You know, and I like the guy. I think he's a pretty solid fighter, but he looked terrible against Trey Ogden. I would say that he looked good against what's his name, Austin Hubbard, in winning the Ultimate Fighter, but terrible in the second fight. And overall, it hasn't looked good in the UFC over the years. He's tough. He's a veteran, but I got to go with the younger fighter here, Kruschewsky. I think he probably finishes Holobaugh, to be honest with you, Marcel. I'm thinking, where did I put here? What did I write down? A submission. That's kind of what I'm leaning here. So that's my pick. What do you think?
Yeah, man, Kurt Holobaugh, I like the guy actually, but he hasn't been doing very well in the UFC. You know, he got that Ultimate Fighter win, I think, as an underdog pretty much, you know. And his other highlight in the UFC is knocking down Shane Burgos, but he got subbed after that shortly. Yeah. So if Shane Burgos hears this, he's going to kick my ass, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I'm also on Kaynan Kruschewsky here, man. I think, like you said, there's no shame in losing to Elvis Brenner on short notice, you know. He looked good on the Contender Series. He fought Dylan Montello. I'm picking him. I'm also picking him by the submission, man. I'm going submission second round for Kaynan Kruschewsky in this one.
We got the same pick finally. Yeah, he's so impressed. Oh, wait, did he really? That's funny. Well, we'll see what happens in this fight, I guess. So, yeah, that's a fight. That's insane battle.
I knew that fight. I couldn't get it, confirmed.
What card is that on?
It's on the Paris card. I couldn't get it confirmed. And then Nolan posted it, and then I got it confirmed. And I was like, I always messaging Nolan back and forth, you know. That's like, you fucker. And he's like, you got some over me last time. I was like, yeah, that's true, man. That's all good. We're also cool, always cool.
All right, let's go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have the featherweights. Steve Garcia taking on Sungwoo Choi. Steve Garcia minus 148, Choi plus 124. I like Garcia in this fight. I think he knocks Choi out. Steve Garcia has been on a roll, man. He's looked great lately. 3 straight wins by knockout. Destroyed Chase Hooper. Destroyed Shaylin Nerdenbecker. Destroyed Ezekiel Costa. He's a really, really powerful guy. Really, really powerful. Choi does not have a good chin. Choi's been dropped 5 times in his last 3 fights. He did beat your boy Yarno Aarons in his last fight in kind of like a close fight, and that was a good win for him to save his job. But again, one of these guys that has a losing record in the UFC, 4-5 overall. So I like fading these guys with bad records. I think he gets knocked out again. I think Garcia knocks him out in the first round. I really like Steve Garcia this weekend. What do you think?
Jesus, man, this is going to be really a boring podcast. Yeah, man. Yeah, also Steve Garcia, first round knockout. I think he got the power, and Yarno almost knocked him out in the second round. And and besides that, but he controlled him pretty much with the ground game as well. But yeah, I'm also Steve Garcia, man. I think he has the power to put him away. So I'm going with Steve Garcia here by knockout. First round, Adam. I mean, finally, a difference between us. No, not.
Well, what did I say? Second round? No, I think it's probably first round.
You said first round as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. All right. Let's go to the next fight here. We got. There's only 2 fights left, actually. So we're almost at the end here, guys. Co-main event. Brad Tavares taking on Iron Turtle, JeongYeong Park. Park's minus 185, Tavares plus 154. I'll say in general, this is the kind of fight that Tavares can win, but I just think he's kind of on the decline now, man. I can't pick him. I can't do it. And, I know that Iron Turtle is not amazing because he's kind of grappling robust. He doesn't have much striking, but I just think he's a much fresher fighter here, and I know Brad's got good takedown defense overall. I get it, 81% over 20 fights. It's pretty good. I just think JeongYeong Park can push him against the fence and also land some strikes there too. I don't think he submits him because that's his thing. He's really making choke earners, but I think he just grinds him out for a decision. That's what I think happens here, guys. So I don't think it's going to be that exciting in a fight. I don't think it should be a co-main event by any means, but I think Park wins a decision. What do you think?
Yeah, man, Tavares is like a fading gatekeeper pretty much, in the UFC. I feel he was always that guy in the bottom in the top 15 who keep the other guys out of it, and only the real big talented or the real good guys won against him. But now it's even guys who probably not going to be in the top 15 can beat him, I think, And with Park had a close fight with Muniz last time. He lost that fight, but could have gone both ways, in my opinion. Could have also been Park's. I'm picking Park here, man. Decision as well. I don't think we see a finish, maybe, but Tavares is tough, known for winning the third round normally, and but I'm going with Park here.
Yeah, Park B. Muniz got robbed.
Right.
It was a split decision, you know. Muniz
Remember-
got those takedowns, but didn't do much with them. Go ahead.
Remember when we said like Tavares against Duplessis, like, yeah, he's good in winning the third round, and then Duplessis wins the third round.
I know, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, looking back at that, Duplessis turned into quite a fighter, right? So
Definitely, yeah.
yeah. All right, guys. One last fight on this mediocre card. Main event of the evening, and I mean, this is not a great main event, but here we go. We got Verna Jandiroba taking on Amanda Lemos, and Jandiroba minus 135 favorite. Lemos plus 114. Yeah, I mean, they're both like older fighters in this division. They're both pretty good, though. Jandiroba is really surprising lately, Marcel. 3 straight wins. Looked really good. Improving everywhere, right? Good grappling. And also, I think her striking's getting better. So she's improving. Lemos coming off a nice win over Mackenzie Durden. Won 3 of her last 4. Finished her. She did get destroyed by Zhang Weili in that one fight, the title fight. But she's good. It's a kind of a tough one to call, I think. But I'm going to lean towards Jandiroba just because I think she's been really like solid, low key lately on a roll, and I think she probably is the better gas tank too. So I'm leaning towards Jandiroba. I think maybe she could submit her late, maybe decision, maybe a submission. That's kind of what I'm leaning. What are you thinking?
I was kind of like shocked by Lemos' last fight against Durden in the last round. You know, she completely gassed in that round. You know, and Jandiroba has a really like dragging game style of fighting. You know, she takes you down, she keeps you there, she tries to submit you there. She's really like, that's what she's trying. And Lemos is more of a striker, I think. You know, you saw that in the Andrade fight where she did very well, and then she got submitted against the cage with an arm triangle. It can go both ways, and that's pretty obvious. But man, I think I'm going with Jandiroba. I think she wins. I'm going with a decision. I think we'll be close, and maybe even a late finish. Wouldn't be surprised, you know. But I'm going with Jandiroba.
All right, there you go. So we both picked Jandiroba. So I'm just going to recap the card if people want to hear that. So we had pretty much all. I mean, I think I had. But the thing is, a lot of these fights are close. Like the odds could flip. We could see some of these small favorites going.
We never talk with each other before the show, by the way.
No, we never do. But the one pick we had different. Was it only Cody Durden and Bruno Silva? Was that it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We
only have 1 finish also on the card. Yeah, you have 2 finishes.
I have 3.
Finish.
I got 3. No, I have 4. I have 4 finishes. I have Silva, Kruschewsky, Garcia, and then Jandiroba. So 4.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think you have.
Oh, you picked Jandiroba by finish. I thought you said decision.
I think she could submit her. I think she can.
I think so too.
Fight. I think so, like 4th, 5th round. Because I think Lemos is going to gas in this fight. So
yeah.
I think Lemos could win early, but Jandiroba's got some good durability too. So that's it for that, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about really quick before we get out of here? If there's anything you want to throw out there, let us know. Anything you want to mention, Marcel? Is there anything else really quick?
I have nothing on my mind, to be honest, man.
Cool. No worries. That's good. It's fine with me. I think we're all talked out anyways. I'm pretty hungry. Like I said, guys, I haven't been feeling that great. So
shout out to Adam. He was sick today. I really feel bad when he came on the podcast. So
I know. So, my boss is probably gonna be like, "Why were you too sick to work and not do this?" But I slept for like 8 straight hours, guys. Like I wasn't feeling great, but I'm feeling better. I wasn't feeling good yesterday either, but doing better today. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great week. Oh, there's another. Sorry, I missed a couple comments. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
On collectibles. Were there no other options for main event? There really wasn't. I mean, by the way, like Spivak and Tabura is going to be main event 2 weeks. So
I honestly think that there was supposed to be another main event. They didn't get that. They could get that up, you know, for some reason, that main event, and then they decided to make this a 5-rounder.
Yeah, no, for sure. All favorites. Yeah. Again, Tristan, I think some of these odds will flip. Like last night when I looked at the odds, Pudilova was favored. Now she's the underdog. So some of these odds might flip, but yeah, right now only the one underdog, which scares me because you're probably going to see a few dogs win. They don't talk to each other before the show; they hate each other. I just like getting Marcel's honest opinion. I don't like knowing what he thinks because I think there's a lot of groupthink in MMA podcasting where people talk to each other and then they go on the podcast and do it. I don't like that. You know, I think it's better just to come in naturally. Total 2.5 under coming in for the under. Yeah, I don't know if it goes under the first 2.5. I think it goes probably over, but I think a late finish is possible. Thanks, Tristan. How do you guys think about 306 leaks? I don't think they're real, are they?
No, just at least no, not as far as I know. So
there you go. Tell Marcel not to upload the
Oh,
report.
yeah. So last time we did like a half year recap, and we did like the recap of 303, and that was recorded on Thursday because one of our guys wasn't in the Netherlands when it was supposed to get recorded. So that's why it was on Friday. But that will be a one-time thing because our next I can say right the next podcast on that one is. It's the week of Manchester next week. So on Wednesday, the preview for Manchester will be uploaded. Not Wednesday, but Wednesday next week. So
there you go. All right, last comment here. Bato, thoughts on Verna being more deserving title shot than Tatiana? I don't think so, but Tatiana, I don't know what's going on with her. She never fights, man. So yeah. All right, guys, have a great week. Good luck with your bets, obviously, and we'll be back soon. Back next Sunday, most likely, for the next podcast. Until then, have a great week. Good luck with your bets. And if you lose, don't blame us. But if you win, praise us. So have a good one. Peace.